Hey, Fort Collins. This is Sebastian Africano. I'm the Executive Director of Trees, Water, and People. We're a mainstay in Fort Collins, been a Fort Collins nonprofit for 22 years now. We are actually turning 22 this week, so happy Earth Day. Really glad to be sharing this time with you from exile, from quarantine. We're doing all that we can to keep everyone in our company healthy and employed and working hard. We're actually working harder than ever, serving the communities that we serve. So, for those that don't know, we serve communities on tribal lands and in Central America, mostly rural, but also urban and peri-urban, that are economically marginalized. And so, right now, during this COVID-19 crisis and the lockdown, those are the communities that are getting hit the hardest and are feeling this the most acutely. Um, what can I say? Food access is difficult in these communities on a good day. So as supply chains have been cut, and as people aren't able to go to the store, and people have lost their incomes, and this is happening in the U.S. too, in almost every community in the United States, food shortages begin to happen pretty quickly. So we're seeing that a lot in Central America. We're seeing it on tribal lands, where in Pine Ridge, South Dakota, where we work, there's 35,000 food insecure people, and we're trying to serve a small subset. So on a day-to-day basis, Trees, Water, and People really works on long-term livelihoods. We try to put programs in place that improve people's relationship with their natural resources, helps people make money from diversifying their agriculture, helps them live more sustainably by using clean household energy and renewable household energy. In Central America, we work a lot with clean cooking stoves. Probably about two-thirds of the 20 million people in most Central American countries, two-thirds still cook with firewood every day, and so we work with those types of communities that are dependent on solid fuels to cook their food every day. And here in the U.S., we work on tribal lands, which are very marginalized economically, resource-wise, and geographically. And so on a good day, life is tough in these places. Uh, Today, because these communities are experiencing such shortages, there's lockdowns, and we can't do the work that we had planned to do for these months of the year. We have actually switched gears, and we have coordinated a emergency relief food campaign. So right now, if you go to treeswaterpeople.org, you'll find a link to a campaign called Adelante, or Hokahe in Lakota, which means, we can do this together. Let's keep moving forward. We'll get to the other side of this. It's kind of a rallying cry. And we're trying to raise $150,000 between foundation grants, individual donations, any business donations to feed the 3,000 families that we've gotten requests from so far. Um, so Trees, Water, and People works through local nonprofit organizations in the countries that we work in, and on the reservations that we work in. In Central America, we work in Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and El Salvador. And we work with local nonprofits in each of those countries that have a very close relationship with the communities that they serve on a day-to-day basis. So they're able to identify needs very quickly. They're able to figure out logistics to get things to these places, which are very difficult to get to on a good day. And we're working with them to identify families. In Central America, the 2,500 families that we received requests from, 2,100 are very high need. So they live in poverty and extreme poverty, most of them in rural settings, but some of them right on the edges of major cities. And so we're doing all we can to get resources down to these nonprofits, funds, so that they can buy food locally in bulk and do distributions to supplement whatever they're able to get on the ground. Here on Pine Ridge, we're working with about 2,000 people that have given us requests through our nonprofit partner there, and trying to get them food over the next 6 to 8 weeks. So yeah, I mean, like the beyond the COVID crisis and the fear about the virus, there's very real fears about being able to make it to the end of the week, the end of the month, with the food you have available to you, with the money you have saved up and accessible. And so we're trying to kind of bridge that gap, get people through to hopefully a place where they can start to get back on their feet, and then the next challenge starts. So um, the economic uh, bounce back is going to be quite the process for some of these communities. Again, they struggle day to day to make ends meet, to put food on the table. And an economic hit like this can really have long term repercussions. So we're in it for the long haul. We hope that you'll join us and sign up for our mailing list and on our socials. We are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, of course, and we are doing a lot of things for Earth Day. We have actually 120,000 trees in our tree nurseries right now. We're not planning on delaying our tree planting because the rains don't wait for anybody, and if we don't get those trees in the ground when we're supposed to, which is between May and August of this year, they'll just die in the nurseries. So hopefully the timing works out so that we can get tree planting crews back in the field, getting trees in the ground at the time that they're supposed to, and earning some income, some sorely needed income in the spring and summer season. But yeah, you can follow all that and more on treeswaterpeople.org or on Facebook. Next week, incidentally, we generally do an Earth Day celebration with New Belgium every year to celebrate our birthday. This year, obviously, the breweries are closed, but we actually have a digital celebration going on where you can pay it forward. You can help us fund our reforestation activities on tribal lands, which is what we usually fundraise for on Earth Day to kick off our reforestation season. And if you follow New Belgium FOCO or Trees Water People on Instagram, you'll be able to see how to get a free beer token. So that when the Liquid Center opens up again at New Belgium, you can show up with your beer token that you got for a $5 donation that will go to tree planting with Trees, Water, and People, and have your first pint post quarantine. And we'll be happy to join you for that. So check us out online, treeswaterpeople.org. And thanks so much for supporting us. This is a great community to be a part of and to be a nonprofit in. We've gotten a lot of support from our donors and corporate partners and foundation partners that really want to see their funds go to a good place. And we always make a point of getting them to a good place and getting as much out of those funds as we possibly can. So thanks to my staff who are all working from home and really harder than ever, have really adapted to the digital environment. Thanks to all of our partners in Central America and on tribal lands who are also dealing with their own struggles in their own communities, but still trying to get things done for those less fortunate. And yeah, let's get through this together. Adelante, hoka hey. We'll see you on the other side. And thanks to the Sustainable Living Association for hosting a great virtual Earth Day celebration and inviting us to be a part of it. Peace.